Hello Mindfulness Project family. It is Advent calendar time, day 3, 3rd of December. And today we have a star guest for you. And this is Hannah from the UK, and she was supposed to become a long-term volunteer in the Mindfulness Project and take over the kitchen because she's cooking unbelievable good. She did the cooking already in 1 hour yoga and meditation retreats, and she is such an angel. So we asked her if she can do some kind of vegan cooking for you, because it's very important that we find alternatives, especially for Christmas, which are also vegan. And so she will present a vegan wellington for you, and we'll show you the recipe, how to do it, and it looks amazing. I wish I could be in the UK. So Hannah, this is your stage.
Hello Mindfulness Project people, my name's Hannah and I am from the UK, and I'm going to be talking you through a vegan Christmas Wellington, maybe something to have with your friends to celebrate Christmas, or your family, or just, it's delicious, so just to have any time. And there's lots of substitutes, lots of different ways of doing this. That's why I really like this recipe, and let's go for it. I really hope you enjoy. So the first thing to do is preheat your oven to about 200 degrees, and then the second thing to do is to get your flax seeds and soak in some water. Make sure your flax seeds are ground up. I'm going to be doing 2 tablespoons of flax, nice and generous. Acts as our egg substitute or our binding agent, and you just soak that in some water just higher than the flax level, and just leave that to soak on the side. Okay, while that's doing that, we can start to prepare the onions and the carrot and the celery. So start chopping them up finely. I'm hoping this bit speeds up on the video. And then get your pan nice and hot. So you can use any oil that you cook with. Put a generous amount in the pan. Get that nice and hot while I just finish chopping up some of these super small. Onions, celery and carrots all in the pan, and get a wooden spoon and we saute those for about 6 to 8 minutes. I'll just leave those sauteing. While that's happening, I'm going to finely chop the mushrooms up. Here you can see my onions, carrots and celery nice and sauteing. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to add the spices. I've got thyme, sage and rosemary, and a little bit of smoked paprika. And I'm going to pop those in. And stir that for another minute. I feel like I need to do it backwards, like this. The garlic, which I forgot to chop. So get your garlic in. You're chopping your garlic. Herbs. Really smelling nice now. I'll just do a little Christmas dance, and your Waiting, waiting, waiting. Okay, so now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons or 1.5 tablespoons of soy. Leave that now to cool for 10 minutes. And now we're going to pat the Wellington together. So you get a can of chickpeas, which I should have opened, and you drain it, but don't wash them, just drain it. You can save the water if you want. Maybe pour the chickpeas in a bowl. Then using a potato masher, we're just going to mash the chickpeas up. But we want to, I'm going to show you a picture in a minute, we want to leave like a few chunks. Don't worry too much about mashing entirely. So chickpeas, and then the next is breadcrumbs. You can put in oats or breadcrumbs, it's up to you. They go in the bowl. Walnuts. So I've crushed these walnuts into a paste. You could blend them up, blitz them up if you have a blender. Go in, and then the flax. So we soaked the flax before, so it should have a bit of an eggy consistency. So put those wet flax in the bowl now. So beans, our walnuts, our breadcrumbs, and our flax seeds. Then we add some Worcestershire sauce. Here, if you don't have Worcestershire sauce, vegan Worcestershire sauce, then you can have some more soy sauce. So tablespoon fab, and some tomato paste. Lovely. Okay, and then we're going to mix all this together with the wet ingredients from the hob. Flip it in. All that goodness in there. Fab. And then we mix all that in. Smelling amazing. Really nice. Lovely. And then you need some salt and pepper. Generous amount. Little taste, see if it needs more seasoning. I think that's pretty yum. I can already tell mine's a bit too wet, so I'm going to add some more. I'm going to add some oats now. Just sprinkling over the top. Maybe I've added another half a cup there of oats, and I'll show you what this looks like as it starts to come together to form a nice dough. Fab, so there's our dough. And then just have a little test. Will it come together in your hand? Maybe that's about right. So, put a bit of oil on my hands just to help. Oil on my hands and a bit of oil on the board. And then flip the mixture out. Fab. We start to gather it all together. Yummy. So there we go. We've got our Wellington here. A nice solid shape of it. Cook your Wellington like this. You could put it in a tin, in a loaf tin, if you don't want to use the pastry. But I'm going to be using some pastry today, so I'm going to open my pastry out. I'm just going to put my pastry over the top because it's not kind of wide enough to. Moving pretty well. A few little fallen strays there. And we can place our pastry over, tucking in the sides. You can even tuck underneath, try and get some of that pastry folding underneath. And there you have a Wellington. So I'm going to score across the top of the Wellington some diagonals one way, just lightly, and some diagonals the other way. And brush it with some vegan butter. And I'm just going to get my hands dirty here. We're ready to go with the Wellington. It goes in the oven now for 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of clearing up The Wellington's been in the oven now for about just over 30 minutes. I'm going to take it out. And here we have it. Our lovely, crispy, juicy vegan Wellington. You can eat it hot or cold. Serve it with some roast veg, roast potatoes, gravy. I hope you all have a really lovely season, whatever you're doing, however you celebrate, and hope you get to see some of your nearest and dearest too. Sending you so much loving kindness. Thank you, Mindfulness Project, for having me. Thank you, all of you, for watching, and Merry Christmas.
Okay. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you so much. That really looks incredible. I wish I can, when the whole COVID time is over, I can, taste that in person. So guys, for you, for Advent Calendar Day 3, we have a task again. And so your task is invite as many people as you are allowed to invite in your country. I know that's very little in some countries, but maybe it's going to be different soon. Invite as many people as you can, and make some cooking together. This is what Anya and I did most of the time when we were at home. We didn't want to spend, most of our time going to some restaurants. You never know what they put into the food, what kind of ingredients they use. So we were inviting friends to home, and everybody was bringing something, and out of this we made a dish, or somebody was bringing the desserts. Some people were bringing, the main dish, and some people brought some drinks and stuff like this, and then we were cooking together. And the idea is that we find ways how we live at home community, where we just connect on a deeper level with each other, maybe make some talking circles afterwards or something like this, because I still believe that community is one of the most important things to change this world, because everybody tries to live their life, their individual life, as good as they can, so that then people just focus on themselves more, and and people are getting more and more lonely. They made a research in the US where they found out that 54% of the people actually really feel deeply lonely inside of their heart, and that is just an incredible number. And I think it's increasing with social media. It's increasing with if we don't have authentic contact anymore. And a lot of times we are so tired. A lot of times we feel so overwhelmed with life, and then we just cut off the things which are really important. So in your town, start to become a light, start to become, that place where people meet, and, become the place where, you host little events, and you can look documentaries together, you can play games together, you can have deep talks and sharing together. So make that happen wherever you are. So that's your task for today, just one event, and send us some photos of the vegan Wellington, please. Okay, I love you, and I see you tomorrow for the next Advent Christmas calendar of the Mindfulness Project. Love you guys, and thank you, Hannah.